Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about your wetsuit warranty. Wetsuit warranty is something we get asked about a lot, and it's something which is utilised quite a lot as well. So what we want to do today is just walk you through the things that are covered and what things are not covered, give you some examples, and then actually talk you through the repairs process and how long you can expect to wait, that kind of thing, and what you can do when your wetsuit is not covered under warranty. So we'll talk you through a few key things and hopefully be quite helpful if you're looking to get your wetsuit repaired under warranty. Okay, so what things are covered? Now, generally, a warranty will be covering you for a year. There are a few manufacturers which extend up to 3 years, but that's exclusively on the stitching. And I think that's Rip Curl are typically the only real people that do that. But most things that are covered within a year is what's deemed to be the workmanship of the suit. So this is things that shouldn't fail. So things like the seams, things like the lycra lining on the wetsuit and the zip, that kind of thing. This is the workmanship of the suit, the things that are expected to last at least a year before they begin to deteriorate. So again, the seams, just where the two pieces of neoprene are butted up together, that should basically stay intact and stay good for at least a year, and then hopefully well beyond that. Things like the stitching, and then you've got stuff like the zip on the wetsuit that obviously shouldn't be coming off within a year. Okay, and things like the taping shouldn't be peeling away, or the lycra lining on the actual, or the jersey on the actual wetsuit itself. Okay, so if you think of it that way, the things that are sort of the workmanship on the suit, the construction of the suit, those are the things that are covered under your warranty. And so they shouldn't be failing within the sort of time of the warranty, and that's usually, as I say, 1 year. Okay, so what things are not covered? Now, this is down to the manufacturer themselves, and usually it's things which are described as user error. That's classically the term that they use, which just means something which is the fault of the user, where something's been stuck to the wetsuit or it's been misused in some way. Now, this is often a bone of contention, but it's down to the manufacturer, not the retailer, who actually decide whether or not it's user error or if it's something which is covered under warranty. But then you bear in mind the workmanship of the suit, that will always be covered, but things that aren't covered is going to be things like nail damage to the wetsuit. So when you're pulling the wetsuit on, this is typically the most common one that we see. Some people will sort of grab at the smooth skin with the nails, and then obviously that rips it, and that is not covered under warranty. And the reason for that is that although wetsuits should be quite robust, we do rely on the actual user of the wetsuit to take care as well, because it's quite a fragile, perishable bit of equipment. So if you do grab at it, rip at it, then it will tear, and it's down to user error. Okay, and another thing like that is going to be like a fin chop from your surfboard cutting across the wetsuit, snagging it on a fence, that kind of thing. Rips and tears away from the seam, because a neoprene will generally never give away from the actual seam itself. So that's unfortunately classed typically as a user error. So that's the differentiation between the two. You've got workmanship, which is going to be things about the seams, the zips, the construction of the suit. Then you've got the user error, which is going to be usually damage away from the seams, typically where the neoprene will not fail unless it's under extreme duress. Okay, so if you sort of look at it that way, that will tell you whether or not the damage to your wetsuit is covered under warranty or not. But what we'll do now is we'll go through the process of what to do when you actually have damage to your suit. Okay, once you've got to the stage then when you're actually sent the wetsuit back to the retailer, they will then forward the wetsuit with a reference number to the manufacturer. The manufacturers tend to have approved repairers. In the UK, it's Bodyline Wetsuits, who are very professional, do amazing repairs. And the turnaround time will obviously then depend on how busy they are. Typically in summer, they'll be busier, and then they'll get it repaired. Usually we're looking at about sort of a week to 2 weeks, and unfortunately you will be without a wetsuit that time unless your retailer is sort of in a position when they can give you a loan suit. And then obviously once the suit comes back to the retailer, it'll then be forwarded to you. So that's the sort of time scale that you're looking at. Now, if you're sort of in the position where you disagree, obviously, with the retailer or the manufacturer in terms of whose fault the damage it is, it can be quite a tricky scenario. And as a retailer, we'll always try and work with the customer to try and sort of resolve the situation. It's a tricky thing because obviously if the manufacturer declined to put it through warranty, then the retailer would then have to take the expense themselves to repair the suit because they won't be being credited. So that's a tricky thing to do. We obviously can't do that for everyone because you quite quickly go out of business. So you need to sort of make a judgment call essentially. But if you work with the retailer, we'll always do what we can to sort of leave the customer satisfied, even if it's not potentially through the warranty process. Usually, most of the time, Wetsuit, if it's covered under warranty, it's handled nice and quickly, and it's quite a good and effective and comprehensive warranty that you get for 1 year. But again, if it's user error, if it's something which is like a nail damage typically to the suit, or a rip or a tear caused by sort of misuse of the suit, which is not the best term, but that's the term they use, misuse of the suit, then unfortunately you're going to have to go out there and get the wetsuit repaired independently. But hopefully this has been some use to you, just a little insight into the warranty process from the manufacturer's point of view and from the retailer, and of course the things that you can do when you have a damaged wetsuit.